Thank you for tuning into my channel. Don't forget to click on like and subscribe if you like what you see and you want to be notified about my future videos. In this video, I will show you how to use a common vulnerability assessment tool called OpenVAS. OpenVAS is an open source tool for vulnerability assessment that will be used in this demonstration. In my scenario, I will be using an OpenVAS instance that is running on a Kali Linux virtual machine. However, you can use any Kali or any Linux distribution of your choice in a virtual machine for this lab. In fact, I have installed and used an instance on an Ubuntu server that I had hosted on a virtual machine in the Azure cloud platform in the past. Now, the target virtual machine that I am using for this demonstration is called Damn Vulnerable Web App, DVWA. Damn Vulnerable Web App, DVWA, is a PHP MySQL web application that is vulnerable. Its main goals are to be an aid for security professionals to test their skills and tools in a legal environment. Now, I'm going to access this machine on the using the TryHackMe website because there is one that is readily available for me to use there. However, as an alternative option, you can also download this machine or any Metasploitable type virtual machine and run it in your home lab environment using your favorite hypervisor. You can find such machines from websites such as this one, VulnHub, and I'm going to leave links to these websites in the video description below for your review in case you want to take a look at them. With that being said, let's go ahead and get started. Now, to get my environment set up for this scanning activity, I would first need to complete a few prerequisites. Get these out of the way so we can ensure that we have everything that we need. To begin, number one, we would want to start the OpenVAS services, and we can do that from the command line of a terminal here on the Kali Linux virtual machine. And the appropriate command for starting the OpenVAS services is sudo gvm start. You would want to execute this command so that way we will be able to access the tool from a web browser. The Firefox browser is what I'll be using in my case. Step 2, we want to ensure that we start the vulnerable web application. In my scenario, I am using a virtual machine that is hosted on the internal TryHackMe platform, and we will do that by clicking on the Start Machine button here. And momentarily, we will have an IP address that becomes available to us here that we are able to connect to. On step 3, I need to ensure that I have a VPN connection available between my Kali Linux virtual machine and the TryHackMe platform. This will allow me to have connectivity from my virtual machine to the DVWA machine that lives within the internal TryHackMe network. So with that being said, And back at the TryHackMe platform, we can see that we now have an IP address available to us that allows us to establish connectivity between the Kali Linux virtual machine and the target virtual machine on the TryHackMe platform. I'm just quickly going to launch a new terminal. This way I can test my connectivity. Let's see, I'm going to ping, paste. And it looks like our connectivity checks are successful, and we will get started with the scanning activity. So we can now move to logging into the OpenVAS application utilizing a compatible web browser. And in my case, I am utilizing the Firefox web browser that is installed on my local Kali Linux virtual machine. We will log into the application using the credentials that were created during the installation of the application. If you need some help with getting those login credentials or some help with installing the application itself, please see the video description for a link to my previous video where I gave a walkthrough with step-by-step instructions on how to complete that installation process. We'll go ahead and click on sign in to sign into the application. Once logged in, we'll go ahead and navigate to Scans, and we'll go to Task, and this will launch for us the Task Wizard. Click here on Task Wizard. We can utilize the Quick Start option or the Quick Start feature to immediately scan an IP address. The IP address that we would want to use would be that belonging to our DVWA, Damn Vulnerable Web Application Virtual Machine. I'll go ahead and paste that there, and I'm going to click on Start Scan. So once that scan has initialized, we want to kind of wait for the scan to start, and we will begin to see a status change from requested to then indicating a percentage of the scan that has been completed. And ideally, we will want to wait until we have reached 100% of that scan completion. So there we go. We can see that an immediate scan of our target virtual machine on the TryHackMe network has been initiated. We have a status of 0%, but we have moved past the requested status indication. So I'm going to go ahead and put this on pause, allow the scan to complete, and I will be back as soon as that has completed. And we are back. This scan took approximately 1 hour and 5 minutes to complete successfully to 100%. As indicated below, we have a pie chart indicating we have a task by a severity class, indicating our severity level has been indicated as medium, 5.3. I guess I'm slightly disappointed, and I expected to see a lot of red, high severity. However, I am taking into consideration that this particular scan activity was on a virtual machine, a target virtual machine that we have not provided any authentication information on. Therefore, this is an unauthenticated scan versus an authenticated vulnerability scan, which will very likely always produce various different type of results. So we'll go ahead and take a look at the report that has been generated as a result of our scanning activity here. And here we can see a breakdown of the different severity types: medium, low, any logging, warning, informational type information, false positives. And we can also take a look at a list of those vulnerabilities by clicking on Scans and clicking on the Results menu. And we can view information regarding each vulnerability that was discovered, the severity level of that vulnerability based on CVSS scoring, and our IP address is indicated here. And here we have location and the date that this report or discovery was created. If we want to further analyze any of these vulnerabilities, we can click on an individual vulnerability listed here, and we will be provided with a summary of information indicating why this was flagged as a vulnerability in our application, as well as any details regarding the technology, the version, and any mitigation options that are available to us. And this is all great information that we've received from this scan results that can be incorporated into our vulnerability management program for helping to reduce our level of risk to attacks based on these vulnerabilities in our application and improving our security posture. And on future videos, I intend to run scans against other types of vulnerable target virtual machines utilizing both the unauthenticated versus the authenticated scan. And there are also additional capabilities and features that are available for scanning tools, such as the OpenVAS vulnerability scanner. And there are other types of vulnerability scanning tools that we will explore as well. So stay tuned. Make sure, don't forget to click on like and subscribe so that way you won't miss out on any of my future videos. And thank you for watching today. See you next time.